Hello beautiful, welcome to another video. If you are new to this channel, my name is Nia. I'm excited for you to join me. Today we are talking about how to feel more feminine and the characteristics that will make you a divine feminine woman. Feeling more feminine starts with how you carry yourself. Every woman has a magnetic energy that is ready and just waiting to shine. And you show that by the way that you care for your body and express your unique beauty. So let us get into the tips on how you can be in your divine feminine energy and glow from the inside out. The first tip is to be a masterpiece. Your appearance is not vanity, but it is a reflection of how you love and honor yourself and your body. So with this point, invest in yourself. And I am speaking internally as well as externally. Spend money on improving who you are. Spend money on improving yourself in every way so that you truly are a masterpiece. Your internal as well as your external should be beautiful to look at, and they should be beautiful to experience. This means invest in your mind. Read the books that will help you grow. Read the books that will give you wisdom. Watch the content that will help your mind grow. Invest in healing your mental state. Spend money on therapy, spend money on a life coach. Heal your mental state if that is what you need to make yourself a masterpiece. Do the same with your emotional state. Invest in a therapist, invest in a life coach. Because when you are operating from a wounded state, you will not be in your feminine energy. You cannot be a divine feminine woman when you have wounds that are affecting your femininity. When you are holding on to things that are making you come off as this hard woman because you're trying to protect yourself. But when you start to heal and invest in yourself, invest in your healing, that will soften you, because the more that you let go of things that hurt you, the more you let go of things that are not bringing the best version of you, the more that you let those things go, the sooner that you start to fall into your divine feminine energy, and that will make you feel more feminine. And with investing in yourself, making yourself a masterpiece, this also includes the food that you are consuming. Be mindful of what you're eating. Eat nourishing foods that help your body grow and nourishing foods that heal your body. So if you're eating healthy foods and hydrating, that will show in your skin and you will feel so beautiful and feminine, versus eating foods that are highly processed and foods that are not healthy for you and they're showing up in your body. So let's say you're eating unhealthy foods and let's say it's giving you acne, it's making you feel bloated, or it's just giving you weight in places where you don't want. That will not help you feel like a masterpiece. And your diet is a simple way that you could start to make yourself feel better internally as well as externally. And also with healthy eating and hydrating, it avoids so many diseases. So when you have that mindset of I am taking care of my health by the way that I'm eating, because your food is your medicine, that will help you feel more feminine, because you have the mindset of I am taking care of myself. I love myself enough to be mindful of what I am eating. So create a strategy on your meals so that you are eating more healthy meals. A cheat day is fine. 80% of your meals should be healthy. The other 20, you can cheat, you can snack. If you're out with friends for brunch or whatever, you can eat that burger or whatever it is that you are craving. But 80% of your meals have to be healthy. And when you have that mindset and you are disciplined with that, it will make you feel feminine, because you know that you are doing something that is good for you. And the more good things that you do for yourself, the more that you fall in love with yourself. And the more that you fall in love with yourself, the more feminine you will feel. Also, with investing in yourself, this means pay for gym memberships. Invest in your body's appearance by working out, and also your body's health by working out. So invest in that. If you're someone who's not disciplined, maybe get a personal trainer or invest in workouts that are more aligned to you, whether it's dance classes, tennis, golfing, whatever it is that is specific to you. It does not have to be in the gym. However, do invest in yourself so that you're taking care of your physical body. And in addition, investing in yourself means investing in your clothes, investing in your makeup, and showing up as a masterpiece. What you are doing internally, healing internally, and taking care of yourself internally, that should also reflect externally and vice versa. So you want your external to be beautiful. You want to present yourself as a masterpiece. You will always feel confident when you are stepping out knowing that you are showing up as your best self. So for example, if you step out in anything, you just go out maybe because I'm going to the grocery store. Even if somebody was trying to have a conversation with you, the conversation that you will have with that person will be short. It will not be as engaging as it could be because you may be feeling subconscious with how you're showing up. You may be feeling uncomfortable because you know you're not showing up as your best. And those feelings, even though they may not be obvious to you, but subconsciously you know that you're not showing up as your best, and you try to hide yourself, you try to dim your light, you try to just end that conversation as quickly as you can, and that will not make you feminine. But when you dress with intention and when you step out, even the conversations you're having will match how you feel, because you'll feel confident in yourself, you'll feel confident in your presentation, you'll be excited to meet people rather than running and hiding from people. And that will show, because a quality of femininity is being warm and soft, and you can only exude that when you are feeling comfortable and when you are feeling excited inside. That will radiate externally. And a simple way to do that is by being intentional with how you dress. So always remember, when a woman looks after herself with love, the rest of the world will feel it. Look after yourself with love. Build yourself as a masterpiece internally and externally. That will make you feel so feminine. That will instantly put you in your divine feminine energy, and the rest of the world will feel that too. The second tip is to heal your spirit and your heart. So with this point, be sure that you are healing in yourself. As we mentioned in the first point, invest in your healing by talking to therapists, a life coach, or whatever method works for you. Sometimes a therapist may not be who you need to talk to. It could be somebody that may have experienced something that you're trying to heal from. Finding the ways that work for you so that you can start to do the work to heal. It will not be easy. It will not always be beautiful or, simple. However, it will always be worth it, because you cannot be in your divine feminine if you are holding on to traumas and wounds. You're holding on to unforgiveness. You're holding on to bitterness. You're holding on to painful things, memories, painful events. Those things will show up. Even if you think you've buried them underneath, they will show up in ways that you may or may not be aware of. The things you say, the way you carry yourself, how you're avoiding people, how you are self-sabotaging, those are ways that those traumas are not working for you. So it is important that you heal and that you start to do the work to heal. Invest time, energy, and effort into this point, because the sooner that you do it, the sooner that you start to feel more feminine. And with this point, an example I can give is, imagine a beautiful vase with flowers. That is you. You are so beautiful already, inside and outside. However, when you have wounds, think of that vase as having holes and cracks at the bottom of it, and you're putting in water in this vase. You're putting in all this beautiful feminine, whatever, the beauty that life is bringing you. Maybe it's the blessings, the opportunities, the people that are coming to your life. All of those things are going in the vase. Your trauma will not help you hold those blessings. It will not help you hold that water. In this example that I'm giving, you cannot hold it because of the holes, which are your trauma. And that is how you will self-sabotage, because you will do things that will lead you to feel that you're not worthy of having this blessing, or feel that you're not ready for this blessing, or literally do things that will make you lose the blessing. So the traumas will always work against you, and until you heal them, it will be difficult for you to be in your divine feminine energy. You just have to start slow, and starting slow could be as simple as giving yourself permission to heal. Giving yourself permission to start to let things go, because sometimes we try to be so tough by saying, oh, I don't feel this didn't bother me that much, I'm not affected by that. But give yourself permission to really determine if that is true. And if it's true, good. But if it's not true, give yourself permission to heal from those things, because those wounds speak loudly, and even if you're able to hide it, you can only hide it for a specific amount of time. Humans can only wear a mask for up to 6 months. After that, the mask falls off and the true you will come out. So with this tip, the point that I'm trying to make is that when you control the healing process, you control not losing or self-sabotaging blessings that are coming to you. Because, for example, you are better off releasing your pain, your anger, or whatever it is on paper or speaking to a therapist, rather than taking that out on somebody that's innocent, taking that out on your partner who doesn't understand why you are acting a certain way, or just acting in a certain way that could cost you your job. So you get to decide to heal so that you can stop self-sabotaging. And by choosing to heal, this means you will be more in your feminine energy, and that will make you a divine feminine woman. Another imagery that I want to provide with this tip, going back to the vase, when you are healing those traumas, think of you as patching up those holes and sealing those cracks in the vase. That way you are able to hold the water that is poured in, and by holding that water, you're able to grow the beautiful flowers and plants. And that is you being feminine. That is you blooming in your feminine energy. That is you being divinely feminine. Another example I can give is for somebody that may have gone through something that's heavy and really traumatizing. That is what makes you beautiful. Think of the artwork, the Japanese artwork, kintsugi, and how they have the gold in the cracks, and that is what adds to the beauty of that artwork. Think of yourself that way. When you are healing, you are adding gold to those cracks, and that is what is making you beautiful. It's the gold that makes the kintsugi art beautiful. So think of yourself that way. Whatever it is that you have experienced is what has made you the woman that you are today. It's what has given you the strength that you have today. It's what has given you the wisdom that you have today. Somebody could come to you and you know the exact advice to give them, and that makes you beautiful, and that makes you divinely feminine. So don't hate what you've experienced. Instead, heal from it, so that instead of spilling on people and hurting people by spilling on them, you are able to nurture people by giving them advice, giving them direction. And being nurturing is part of being feminine. Being nurturing is the definition of feminine. And when you heal and you're nurturing, that will make you more feminine, and that will for sure make you a divine feminine woman. And this brings us to the third tip, which is feminine gestures and feminine body language. So with this point, you want to be feminine as you are using your hands to gesture as you were speaking to people, because the hand gestures could communicate a certain energy, and you don't want to communicate the wrong energy. So for example, if you are pointing in somebody's face, or you're doing all this energy, doing all of this, whatever gestures that could potentially communicate aggression, or gestures that could communicate this conversation is escalating in a negative way, avoid those. There is nothing feminine about them. And you also want to avoid gestures that communicate awkwardness or lack of confidence. So with this, an example I can give is, let's say you are speaking to someone or you're giving a presentation, and with presentations it's okay to use your hands this way, you're pointing that way. But if you're just standing stiff like this during the presentation because you're uncomfortable speaking, it just comes off as awkward and it won't look feminine. So use your gestures appropriately, and just be mindful that your gestures are not communicating the wrong message. And then when it comes to feminine body language, this is your posture. So how you are carrying your body. Are you slouching? And again, maybe your body language could be communicating a lack of confidence. So just be mindful of how you are carrying yourself, because if you're sitting like this, you're just rounded back, does not communicate enthusiasm. It does not communicate, I want to be here, I'm enjoying the conversation we're having. It doesn't communicate confidence, and it just communicates so many wrong things, or it communicates things that could be taken in the wrong way. Because sometimes you may be just comfortable and you find yourself sitting that way, or you may be thinking of something and you've wandered off and you're kind of not paying attention to your body language. Just be mindful that the wrong posture will communicate the wrong message. And sometimes you could be giving that wrong message intentionally or unintentionally. So just be mindful of your body at all times, especially when you are around people, and especially when you are in a professional setting, in a setting where your boss could misread your body language, or a setting where a potential business partner or a potential client could misread your body language. That could cost you, and that will not help you in the end. So feminine body language means you are standing tall, your shoulders are leaned back, but not all the way back to where it looks like you're pushing your chest out, but just the balance between that and this. And also, feminine body language is shown in your facial expressions. So if you're looking mean, angry, sad, those are not the best facial expressions that make you appear as a woman who is warm and soft and available for conversations and someone that's welcoming. People will instead avoid you if you're looking that way. Even if you are truly going through something, people will think they shouldn't bother you because of whatever it is you're experiencing, and they won't come to you. And that's what I mean by it communicates that you are unavailable. Whereas if you are smiling, you are not frowning, you're not looking irritated, that's a facial expression that communicates warmth, openness, softness, and people are drawn to that. And with those facial expressions, you will attract people, you will attract blessings, and you will attract opportunities. So remember, before you speak, your body already tells a story. Your facial expressions are already speaking before you use your words to speak. So let your posture be open, your steps light, and your gestures intentional. A graceful presence is magnetic, and it draws people in without demanding. The next tip is to choose your environment wisely. And with this, your femininity cannot thrive when you are in a toxic environment or when you are in an environment that does not make you feel safe. Femininity thrives in safety, and the more that you place yourself in environments that make you feel safe, environments that make you feel comfortable, environments that just bring this beautiful, fun light within you, you will be more feminine when you are in those environments. And choosing your environment also means choosing the conversations that you are having. Because if you're having toxic conversations, negative conversations with somebody, and that's the constant conversation you're having with them, you will not feel feminine within when you are done with that conversation. So for example, let's say that you are speaking to someone who is always complaining and all they see is everything negative and the glass half empty. By the time you are done having that conversation with that person, you will feel your mood being brought down. And that won't help you feel feminine, because when you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling whatever from that conversation, you also start looking on your life and going, there's not much that's good going on in my life either. I have this wrong, I have that wrong. That will not make you feel feminine, and that will not make you feel good. So be mindful of the conversations that you are having. When you're talking to people who are enjoying life and they have this love for life, that energy is contagious, and you will feel the exact same way about your life. You will start to agree with somebody because they may say something that they're grateful about, and that's something you've never considered being grateful about. And that's an example of how the conversations you're having with people could affect your mood. And another example I can give is with this community where we are talking about feminine content. When you are talking to other people who are into this type of content, and you're exchanging ideas and you're just talking more about it, that will make you feel more feminine. So be mindful of the friends that you're picking, because if you have friends or you are in an environment where they don't support femininity, they shame femininity, or they just don't understand it, so their perspectives are not the healthiest, that will affect how you feel, because you will start to feel the shame of your feminine energy, and then you will start to dim it down, you start to hide it and shrink yourself, and that will not make you feel feminine. And I'm sorry if I'm using the word too much, but I just want to emphasize the point that I'm making. So be mindful of the environments that you're placing yourself in, and be mindful of the conversations that you are having, because those will affect how you feel, and they could either drain you or they could make you thrive. And another point on picking your environment is to make your surroundings aesthetically pleasing. When you are excited to walk into a certain place, you feel good from the inside out, and that is radiating to the world. Whereas if you're walking into an environment, let's say it's dirty, it's gross, that will not make you feel feminine because of the environment that you are in. So make your space as aesthetically pleasing as possible, and this is everywhere that you go. Your car, your work desk, your work area, your bedroom, your home, just wherever you go where you are in control of what that environment looks like, make it aesthetically pleasing because you will want to be there more. And an example I can give with this is, let's say you make your kitchen aesthetically pleasing. You have all these beautiful girly pots and plates and whatever to make your kitchen beautiful. You will be inspired to be in your kitchen, and you will want to cook more versus feeling that you don't enjoy your kitchen, you don't enjoy cooking, you don't have every utensil that you need to cook, and it's just a painful process to cook. You hate being in the kitchen. You will be inspired to go out more and spend money that you may not have on eating out. So this is just an example of how your environment will help you, and it could also help your income with this example that I'm giving. So work on your environment and then make it authentic to you. Just because pink is associated with femininity, if you don't like pink, don't make everything pink. Make it the color that you love. Make it in a way that makes you feel beautiful. Let's say you're from Texas and you enjoy cowboy boots and the cowboy theme, and that's what makes you feel your most feminine. Do exactly that, because that is what will make you radiate from the inside out. So always be authentic and true to you, because that is how you will enjoy being in your feminine energy, and that is what will make you enjoy being feminine. There is no right or wrong. When it comes to the things that you like that make you feel feminine, there is no right and wrong. The only right thing is that it makes you feel good, it makes you feel happy, it makes you blossom from inside out, and that is what is right, because that's what works for you. So always be authentic in that way, and you will be your happiest, and you will even enjoy what it is that you're adding in your environment and what it is that you're doing for yourself. And the final point that we will discuss in this video on how to be more feminine is to grow and bloom. And with this point, I am speaking about learning, evolving, and growing. What makes a woman divine and what makes her high value is that she is constantly growing and leveling up and becoming the best version of herself. The woman you see today, she will be better tomorrow because she is constantly working on herself and growing. And that is why I love this content and these videos for us, because we are sharing information that is helping us be the best version of ourselves. With these videos, we are growing and leveling up, and that means we are gaining more value within ourselves, and the more value we have, the more value that we give to other people, and that in turn makes you a high value woman. So constantly work on yourself. Don't have the mindset of I know enough, I know too much, this person is too young to teach me this person is too old to teach me this. Whatever wrong mindsets that are out there, don't have those, because those will only hold you back. You can always learn from somebody, and there is always something new to learn. Next, with growing and blooming, this means you value your time. The high value woman does not waste time because she is ambitious and she is working on her goals, and the time that she has is used to better herself, to level up, as well as to add value in the life of the people that she surrounds herself with, the people who mean something to her. She is adding value to them and using her time and energy to do that. So this means you should always have something that you're working on and something that you are doing, because when you are focused on yourself, when you are focused on growing, that will prevent you from engaging in behaviors such as chasing people or clinging onto people, which in turn will not make you look like the high value woman that you are. and engage in a lot of activities that bring value to you. Engage in a lot of activities that build your wisdom and build your experiences. So having hobbies that you enjoy doing, spending time with people who mean something to you, as we mentioned, the people who bring good conversations to you, the people who bring wisdom to you, and using your time wisely could also mean building a business, working on a brand, just doing something that will better your life. As a high value woman, you should have two rules to deciding whether you want to do something or not do something. One, will it make you money? Two, are you going to have fun doing it? Anything outside of those two things, I recommend that you reconsider, because you don't want to waste your time with things that are not helping you. So for example, if you are scrolling on social media and that's all you're doing, you spend 2-3 hours doing that. You could have used that time to start building a business and a brand that will in turn help you make money. And the other reason of, do you enjoy it? If you are going to invest time, make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy. This means you're spending time with your family or your friends on something that you truly enjoy and something you truly want to be a part of. That is how you will avoid wasting your time, and wasting your time on things you don't want to do, or you wasting your time because you're not being disciplined with the time that you have available today. And with blooming, what I mean by that is, for example, the more wisdom that you get, you share that with other people, and that is how you grow your circle. That is how your circle blooms. So that's an example of what I meant by growing and then blooming. And also, this applies with your own life. The more that you grow, as we mentioned, the divine feminine woman, the high value woman, she's constantly leveling up. The more that you level up, the more that you bloom. So I'll give an example on fashion. The more that you understand fashion, how to dress up and, find the clothes that fit you, find the clothes that work for you, you bloom by the way that you show up. You show up looking elegant. You show up looking expensive. You show up with makeup that just makes people do a double take. That's what I mean by blooming. So make it a point to grow so that you bloom. And the more that you bloom, the more that you will be in your feminine energy, and the more that you will exude divine feminine characteristics. So that is everything that I have for this video, and I hope that the tips we discussed help you feel more feminine and they help you step into your divine feminine energy, and I hope that you start to implement them. I hope that you start to go out there and find more women who are in their feminine energy, more women who are in their divine feminine element, because that will help you feel more feminine. That will inspire you to stay in your feminine, and that is one of the goals of being on this feminine journey. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you again for watching my video. I wanted to say, take a moment to check out my online jewelry store, Pretty Dainty. It is faith-based jewelry that is both elegant and beautiful, and when you wear it, it is a reminder of God's love and His promises for us and His plans for our lives. I will link the website below, and happy shopping. With lots of love, Nia.